Hi there, I got in a new tool and just wanted to do an opening of it and hopefully see if we can actually see how it works. I believe the brand is HOZO, H-O-Z-O, HOZO, however you say that. And it is marketed as the NeoSander. But what's interesting about the NeoSander is that it has the capability for sawing, which is why I'm particularly interested in it. I like to fix and restore violins, and in doing so, you need to trim or cut down these guys, which you use to plug and fill oversized peg holes. So you add the bushings. And anyway, let's get back on topic here. So that's the reason why. So here it is. This is a 6-inch ruler, so that should give you some context. If you order it, it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it would be. So let's start with we'll give you a view of everything. Looks like the saw blades. And then the actual NeoSander Sonic Sanding Tool. So anyway, I don't do these professionally. This is just kind of for fun. So hit fast forward if this is boring or taking too long. But we'll take you through real time. It looks like it opens up. So we'll undo both of these. Okay. So that would appear to be a USB-C to USB-C cable for charging, I would have to assume. Other end. Okay, it looks like it's sort of packaged in here. Yeah, it looks like the top end is how it wants to come out. So you have, ooh. Oh, these are the sanders, it would appear. And this is the actual tool. And these are probably all nothing I see in there. Looks like sandpaper, 180 grit all the way up to 1500 sanding paper kit. All right, we'll look into that here in a second. Charging dock. I guess we'll find all that bit. I'm sure you can pause and read if you want to. All right, so I want to explore, see what's going on here. First of all, I want to see what the whole deal is with this guy. So it looks like it just kind of pulls out, maybe. Wow, that is a lot smaller than I thought. Wow. Okay, well, it's packaging. Detail, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I got no juice. Oh, no, here's a power. Sorry. Let's give a preview here. So it looks like the USB-C. It looks like a slide for, I'm assuming, what type of, how fast you want it or how big the strokes are. Who knows? We'll figure it out as we go. So it looks like you probably press it to turn it on. Yep, it does turn on, so that's good. Oh, hello. Wow. Okay, that's extremely promising. It kind of feels like a ultrasonic toothbrush on steroids. So I won't run it without the tip in, just in case it's like something you shouldn't do. So let's look at what comes with it. So here's the NeoSander. so there's that. It looks like you can label them if you want to. Neato, and they are, looks like some sort of plastic or acrylic. Hopefully you can see that. Different shapes. So it looks like an arrow. This one looks like a triangle. Ooh, kind of a rounded, more rounded, flat, flat. Oh, neato. Okay, so that actually has some really cool features. I could see with violin restoration how some of these actually could be handy for sanding some small pieces if you had to add a graft, etc. Or just anything. I mean, model makers, 1,000 applications. So whatever's your jam, you do you. So we'll set that aside. Oh, well, here, let's just take one out. Take a look-see. And see how easy it is to attach. Said, I assume it goes, it would have to go this way and then lock in, I would think, but, oh, and there it is. And then, floop. Okay, so we got the twisty locked in, and interesting. Okay, so there's that, and then removal. It's kind of a tight tolerance. I almost feel like I'm going to break it, but in and out successfully. So there we are. So there's round one with the sanding attachments. Oh, well, I'll stop fiddling with this. Sandpaper. And I think just like it says, it shows the different grits. Sanding blocks. Oh, neato. I don't know if you can see, but they are actually little cutouts. So here's a big square. Here's tiny, the little triangles. Oh, well, duh. It shows you right here is a better thing. So it gives you 19 of this shape, 13, 14, and then 20 of those. And various grits. There's an easier one to see the lines on there. There you go. That's a good shot because I can for sure see it. All right, so you go through all your grits and interesting. Okay. And that's all that's with that. And it didn't come with a charging base. I think that's something you can order separately. So perhaps that's what the instruction was saying. Now here's why I ordered this, is this part. I want to see if they can cut through a bushing. Oh, those are eensy tiny. Wow, okay. I didn't realize they would be so small. From the packaging, it would lead you to believe, I assumed it would be at least, you know, half size, but this is, I mean, here, well, ooh, wow, those things are freaking sharp. Wow, eensy tiny. Looks like the blade here, millimeter wise, you're just at like 14 millimeters. As you go below the little holdy part, and then the actual, just that is just like 6 to 7 millimeters above the cylinder that holds it. And these guys, I assume this is probably the one that I'll be using the most, but we'll see if we can give it a try. Millimeters. Like 19 millimeters is what I'm getting. If you do inches, you can convert it and Google it. So, man, just for fun, let's try this thing out. I can find the actual... It's right here. Sorry, couldn't see it. Right behind the phone. So, squish it in and twist. That really does take some tough twisting. Like, really, I don't think my wife could do that. You might have to get pliers to do it, but anyway. And then I'm going to do this really slowly to see if... So it does go forward and backwards. I don't know if you can see the oscillation. Wow. Now you can go further and less. I think... I'm going off memory what it is, but I think it's like... I don't know. Not sure, but it's like something like 8.8 millimeters up to like 1.8 or so. But so here would be a fun test. So this is a bushing. This one is made of, I believe this one's maple. So if we were to actually try and cut this in hand with the cutter thingy, let's see how it does. Just on the lowest setting. It does go, but it goes very slow. Gonna bring it up to the higher setting. The higher setting is definitely what you want for a thicker or harder wood. Alright, we're about halfway through. So as you can see, it will bind if you're not very careful. And kick a little bit. It looks like I'm not tracking very well, so... I mean, if you're in a small spot, you got to get it. I mean, it does the job. It cuts through a decent piece of wood. So let's try this. Let me grab... Oh, so just a point of note, it does seem to turn on pretty easily. So just bear that in mind, however you hold it. So what I bought this for, and what I will use it the most for probably, and I'll turn this upside down, is just violins. This is a garbage violin, and you can see I just use it for testing various wood fillers, etc. But when you do bushings, you would have a piece of wood in here, and then you would, possibly want to try and trim it down. But, I mean, getting all the way back there, you really can't get flush with this blade, so... And even with this, you would have a hard time if you were to even do this, so, with this blade. But let's just kind of see for fun what it would do. And these are not ebony pegs. You'll be able to see that this is some cheap, excuse me, cheap violin. Alright, so I'm getting a little, well, it didn't hurt it, but I think the other blade will be much better. Alright, so minimal success here. Not really happy with that blade. That's smaller than I thought. Just making sure it's not too hot to take off. But we'll try this other blade as well. Oh, and I did bend it just a touch, so that's good to know. I would assume that you'd probably go through a decent amount of blades. And there is a toughness there. So if you have fingers like mine, it's actually kind of difficult to get a grip on that. So in that case, it looks like pliers may be the best way to go. All right, so that guy's removed. You can see it's a little bent. Let's try contestant number 2. See how these guys do. There we go. Twist on. Just want to get a feel for this one. Okay. Definitely get a lot of movement there. Almost all the way through. That one's a lot quicker. So let's try this again. Let's see how fast it would be, because I think we can do it pretty quick here. anyway, from this test, I can tell you this is not what I was hoping for or expecting. If this was a valuable violin, all that right there would just be a wow. Yeah, nobody would come back to me for business for that. So, I mean, it almost got through. It just wouldn't do that last little bit. And I think that's probably just the reach of this guy, of how far it can actually go before it hits that rubber thing. The retaining part minus a blade. I wish they made a blade a little bit longer and a little bit more thick. But I'm sure for a lot of model makers out there, or people doing small pieces of wood or plastic, this is probably ideal, but it's just a tiny bit too small for what I need, unless they can make a bigger blade, or unless I can JB weld a blade just the tiniest bit longer than these guys. This one seems more durable, of course, than this little guy, because that guy bent, and of course you have more metal here. But yeah, we'll play with that, or see if I can make an extension, because if this guy could go any longer, because I mean, getting back to that APAG wouldn't be an option. So yeah, if they could do an extension, that would be so ideal. But anyway, for the purpose of this video, that should give you a decent idea. I'll keep this. It'll be handy for certain things, but looks like it's not exactly meant for this portion of the peg. So the old hand blade will be best. But that's all I got. So hope you got something out of this. It just, how small this thing is not at all what it seemed like. So, well, yeah, just shy of 4 inches for this guy with the housing longer. But anyway, well, I mean, this is a long video, 22 minutes and 38 seconds. So hope you got something from it. But that's what we got. Have a great day.